Well, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will be arriving very shortly in Washington, ready for his first summit with President Trump. The talks are expected to set the tone for Israel's relationship with the USA in the coming years, and it's unclear whether the two leaders will agree on the contentious issue of Israeli settlements and the road to establishing an independent Palestine. Our Middle East editor, Jeremy Bowen, has sent this report, which starts in the village of Jalud on the West Bank.
Land, sharing it, splitting it, taking it, keeping it, is at the heart of the conflict between Israel and the Palestinians. The hilltops around the village of Jalud in the northern West Bank have been taken for Jewish settlements. Some have been built on land owned by Abdallah Tawfiq, an olive farmer. A new Israeli law legalizes settlements built on privately owned Palestinian land in return for compensation. For Palestinians, it's a land grab.
We would never take compensation. Our land is not for sale. Compensation means selling to settlers, and we would never do that.
The new law is controversial. The Israeli president says it makes Israel look wrongly as if it's an apartheid state. The chief Palestinian negotiator says that's what it is already.
All these Israeli leaders who don't believe in a two-state solution and who cannot even hear the term secular democratic state where Jews, Muslims and Christians live together. So they believe that they can impose on me a one-state, two systems, apartheid. You don't have the stomach for this.
Do you really think that the Israelis who pride themselves, as they always say, on being the only democracy in the Middle East, do you really think that they would preside over the introduction of apartheid here?
They are. I'm living it.
Lost in bodyguards, Israel's Prime Minister visited Trump Tower last year. Candidate Trump backed Prime Minister Netanyahu's policies towards the Palestinians. But in the last week, President Trump has said settlements get in the way of peace. Perhaps America's self-styled deal maker believes he can seal the hardest one of all, between Israel and the Palestinians. His change of mood wrong-footed Israeli ministers who'd hoped they might have American backing for annexation, incorporating the occupied territory they want into Israel.
This is not an occupied land. This is our land. We're not going to wait to the Palestinians forever, and they need to remember this.
So annexation is a possibility?
It's a possibility, but we need to do it together with the Americans after seeing the regional options and after opening all the options on the table.
Israel has settled around 600,000 Jews in the West Bank, including East Jerusalem. A UN Security Council resolution calls that a flagrant violation of international law and a major obstacle to peace. The settlements have been planned to allow for expansion. This is Ma'ale Adumim, one of the biggest on the edge of Jerusalem. So Ma'ale Adumim is big and it's growing, but it could become even larger because its municipal boundaries have been zoned to take in great tracts of the desert behind it. You can get some idea of the size of Ma'ale Adumim by driving along next to it, and it takes quite a while to go along its boundary. Now, Palestinians worry that this settlement on its own could cut the West Bank in two, making their hopes for a state even harder to realize. In this troubled land, more than 20 years of peace talks, sponsored by the last 4 American presidents, have failed. But the conflict cannot be ignored, whoever's in the White House, because Jerusalem and its hinterland sit like a time bomb in the Middle East. Jeremy Bowen, BBC News, Jerusalem.